Hi.
Were you able to get through to the vocational catering people?
No, I haven't been able to. I'm recovering from my wisdom teeth surgery and
Oh,
have been very uncomfortable. Um, I also am not sure if I'm the best person to do that since I can't get to the high school. I don't drive, I don't have a car, and no one in my house can drive me there.
they
Um,
deliver.
oh, okay. I can give them a call then tomorrow. I just
Yeah.
can't put like any deposit down or anything, but
Oh, no, not at all. In fact, what they do is they bill us directly and then the town pays them directly.
okay, yeah, I'll give them a
Yeah.
call tomorrow then.
Okay. Yeah, I just need cost and, I need to know if they do have beverages because, otherwise I'm gonna have to go out and buy stuff and haul it around and I don't look forward to that. There's enough stuff going on anyway, enough things to do. I had my wisdom teeth out when I was younger than you are, but I remember they gave me such strong painkillers I was non-functional for days. I
Yeah,
finally said, "Don't give me anything. I'd rather feel the pain."
yeah.
So,
Thankfully, I didn't have to be on any of that. They like only messed up on one of them and my pain tolerance is pretty high. So I'm luckily I did not have to be on any of those heavy ones, but it's still been pretty uncomfortable.
hello there, Jeremy.
Hi, how are you?
I am good. Olivia is recovering from wisdom tooth removal.
Oh, that's no fun.
Yeah, that's no fun. Jeremy, as long as you're right here, because I have a quick question. Are you going to be there on the 15th to read the land acknowledgement?
Yeah, I can. Yep.
Please, please. And please pick up your canopy. It's been sitting on my porch since October.
You don't want to bring it to my house like everybody else who's borrowed it?
No, considering that I'm doing about 18 other things for this event.
I will. It's on your back porch where I dropped it off.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
Right, open the screen door.
I'll
It's
bring
on your left.
I'll bring one of my boys over at some point. We'll grab it. So
Okay. I also don't drive very much. I'm not in my car hardly at
yeah.
all most of the time. Okay, great. So we've confirmed the land acknowledgement. Olivia is helping out with catering. And once we get more people here, we will discuss the
Can
additional
you,
things that are happening.
Sherry, can you send me the exact wording or let me know where I
Oh,
can find
yes.
it
Yes,
so
I
I can
will.
practice? So,
Yes. And actually, well, we're having closed captioning, but we could, instead of closed captioning on that, just have it up on the screen for people to read as well, if you prefer that.
it doesn't matter. Whatever.
Okay.
So.
That might be distracting. Maybe you'll just have it on your
Yeah,
phone
I
and
can
you can
print
read
it
it from
out and
there.
bring it with me. It's fine.
Okay. Okay, very good. And I'll bring an extra copy just in case.
Okay.
Excellent. Okay. Okay, two things ticked off out of 18. I have this enormous to-do list. It's ridiculous. Um, this thing keeps growing with little added details. We need Glavia here because we have an issue and I need to talk with her. We have no participation from Metco whatsoever
Man.
in the program. She told me this afternoon. So I had I came up with some other concept and I did a lot of research and I want to ask her about it. I would like her to weigh in on this as well as all of you. Um, and I know Jill said she was going to come and at least, help us with planning today as well. So, and I will tell you what happened with all our award submissions or lack of once we have more people. Oh, and I found out why this computer I use before wouldn't show everybody at once. You have to have three people in order to have gallery view. Otherwise, it won't use gallery. As soon as you have three, it comes up as an option. So I don't know what you all are seeing, but I see the two of you and then me in a small box.
I see everyone in the
Okay.
gallery.
You know, what kind of configuration is it?
It's 3. It's a gallery view.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
what I
good.
have. I have
Okay,
me, Sherry, and Olivia, and then Olivia is in front of me on the big screen.
okay, okay, excellent. Okay, come on, people, because we want to get this done and over so everyone can go back to their lives tonight. And then I can move ahead on some of this planning. Oh boy, okay. Well, since you're here on time, it's 5 minutes after. Okay, I'll fill you in on what happened. I do not know how to use Google Forms. At least I did not know how to use Google Forms. I took last year's award nomination submission, did a little editing, and then sent it out, not realizing that I had to completely change and reconnect a link to the submit button. I had no idea you had to do that. So I sent that out, and I know of at least one submission, and it went into a black hole. So with Jess's help, we fixed that, and finally last weekend, over the weekend, let's see, who do we have? Hello there, Jill. Okay, I was explaining what happened to the awards. So because I created this black hole, not realizing it, last weekend I sent out to a whole lot of people an apology and asking them to please use this new form. So far, I haven't gotten anything. As I said, I had one person who said that they submitted something. They did tell me that they submitted something and wondered if I had gotten it yet. So I'm hoping they will resubmit. I said I'll accept it as late as the 11th because, we have to tell the person who might win the award that we're going to present it to him or her or they. And also, I would like the person who did the nominating to be the one who presents it. So that right now we have no award presentations. Great. And that will be Jill. I know you're not officially on this committee, but I thank you so much for coming because we can always use the wisdom of more people. And that participant is Jay. Nope, is nobody. Someone left. Okay. Okay, whoever that person was left. The other thing, let's see. So Flavia told me this afternoon, as I said, we have no Metco participation. I have been sending, I mean, a lot of pleas to all the individual music and art teachers, the visual art teachers and performing arts teachers and coordinators in the school, asking them to have their students submit artwork, to ask them if they had anyone who was willing to do a brief musical entertainment. We do have the dance troupe, and I've gotten no responses. The only art I received was from my good friend and former commissioner, Jen Betcher, whose 2 daughters drew very lovely pictures for us, but I only have 2 pieces of art. So I even extended the deadline on that and reached out again to all the elementary school teachers, the PTO, the principals, Boys and Girls Club, and in general, the community through Patch and the item. And I guess I've reached the end of the road on this because people are not responding. Everyone has their theories why this is happening or not happening. I keep on hearing, since COVID, people just don't have the energy to do anything, but I really wanted to be more hopeful than that. I don't know if you have any theories or you have any children or nieces or nephews who could contribute some artwork, this week, because we'd love to have more than just 2 pieces. And I will feature those 2 pieces because they were nice enough to, to do that for us, a 3rd grader and a 6th grader. I also have not gotten any poetry submissions. So right now, our program is really light on student participation, and it usually is pretty full. And I know, Jill, your son has a hockey tournament that day. So I can't even say rally him and his friends and get them here as well. And Jeremy, how old are your kids?
16 and 18.
Hmm, okay,
So
so
they're
they're
kind
probably
of,
beyond the interest areas for
yeah.
wanting to do any of this. So what I'm going to do tomorrow is I am going to try to phone the music departments and see, and let's see what you think of this idea. You know the song Teach Your Children Well by Crosby, Stills and Nash?
Hmm.
I was thinking if we could even get 3 or 4 kids who would be willing to sing together, who are, part of a chorus at school anyway. I was going to call the high school music department and the junior high school and use that as a musical interlude. I don't know. What do you think of that possibility? Or do you have other songs that you think would work better?
Um, I think it's worth a try. I know it is kind of late. Um, the high schoolers are really adaptive, but I wouldn't place too much like hope and faith on that because it is really late, but it's not like it's not worthless to try, you know.
What do you think of the concept? Anyone have any reaction to that?
I think
I
also you could ask the high schoolers if they have anything already like prepared that is
Mhm,
relevant first.
mhm.
Because that might be a better bet of getting something if they have something. And I know throughout the year they sing a lot of different stuff, so they could have something in their back pocket ready to go.
Well, like I said, I've been reaching out to all the music teachers and not getting any responses. And I know Glavia tried to get, well, she's in the schools, talked to Thomas Bankert, who is the coordinator of all the performing arts programs, and he has not responded either. I've reached out to him. I thought she would have a little bit more success than I would since she's right there. It makes me want to like go to this, actually walk into the schools. And I know that that would not be appropriate to interrupt someone's classes or whatever, but I almost feel like I have to do something like that. Um, the other idea I had, because I don't have any poetry, is since this particular year, the whole theme is Kingian nonviolence, his principles. And I was thinking, I was reading the I Have a Dream speech, and 90% of the speech is quite dated. It's only that last part, I have a dream, I have a dream. So much of we've heard. But I was thinking that this year, as an alternative, and I'll get kids to do this. I'll between the youth council and some other people, but I found the Dr. King's fundamental philosophy of nonviolence, and there's 6 principles. And if we can get even 3 kids to alternate reading this rather than I Have a Dream, plus his Nobel Prize, I've been reading all his speeches, his Nobel Prize acceptance speech in 1964. Hi there, Glavia. Oh, great. This is great. I'm going to back up because I'd like her to see what she thinks of this idea. Glavia,
Hello.
let us know when we can hear you, when you can hear
Hi, I
us.
can hear you. Hello, everyone.
Okay.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well. I was just discussing how this year the theme is on Kingian nonviolence. So rather than reading the I Have a Dream speech, which is always very moving, but only really that last part, the rest of it is very dated. It's dated in its language and its references. That instead we could have readings of Dr. King's philosophy of nonviolence, his 6 principles. And because that feeds right into the theme. And I have all of them in front of me. They all fit on less than one whole page. Plus, this is amazing. This is what he said in 1964 when he accepted the Nobel Peace Prize. Nations have frequently won their independence in battle, but in spite of temporary victories, violence never brings permanent peace. It solves no social problem. It merely creates more and more complicated ones. Violence is impractical because it is a descending spiral ending in destruction for all. It is immoral because it seeks to humiliate the opponent rather than win his understanding. seeks to annihilate rather than convert. Violence is immoral because it thrives on hatred rather than love. It destroys community and makes brotherhood impossible. It leaves society in monologue rather than dialogue. Violence ends up defeating itself. It creates bitterness in the survivors and brutality in the destroyers. And everything that's going on in the world today, I said, oh, wow, those words are amazing. And of course, he also said, nonviolence is a powerful and just weapon, not this speech. Indeed, it is a weapon unique in history, which cuts without wounding and ennobles the man who wields it. And I have a bunch of other quotes by all kinds of other people who adhere to his theories of nonviolence. But as I said, since we don't have any METCO students right now, not even one Glavia who would like to participate in this.
Not that I know of that I've asked over and over. So, and part of it is some of their parents would have to come with them. So I have not had anyone be able to do it. Even my elementary coordinator, Mrs. Jiggers, who usually come, I'm not sure if I think it was last year was her that came with her grandson that read the I Have a Dream
Yes.
speech, maybe.
Well, he read his own poem,
Yes, he
actually.
read his own poem.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure she'll be able to make it this year. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to secure anyone.
Okay. And I didn't want to go over you or under you, whatever, and directly talk to the people at the coordinator for elementary and junior high school, because the staff listing is on the websites. So I just kept waiting, but I can understand the transportation issue is a big issue. But I have to tell you, it would not be, to me, it seems like it would not be appropriate if every single student on stage was a white student, that we didn't have a rainbow of students. And I'm not sure how to create that rainbow. I'm not in the schools.
I'll see if I can speak to, so there's a group called the Amigos group at Galvin Middle School. I think there's one at the high school also. I can see if any of the students that's part of that club would be willing, are able and available. So I can shout out an email to the advisor of that group.
Okay.
And I will put you also, Sherry, on the email to ask her if that is something she thinks some of the students would be interested in participating in.
Yes. Some readings.
Right.
Because I will, I also have not heard from the performing arts department, and I have reached out to individually all the art and music and performance teachers in the school district individually, and I haven't heard back.
Right. I also reached out to him and I have not heard back from him, so I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah, but I like I said, I went even further. I went on the staff listing on the website and in fact, I even created a resource for us to use in the future, all the names of all the people at all the different schools that handle art, performance, and music. So still haven't heard anything back, but I keep trying. But yes, it would be, if we could have, and I'm going to approach the youth council as well, because I know that there's a variety, students with a variety of backgrounds in the youth council. And as I said, it would be most appropriate if we have, or especially on MLK CSK Day, a rainbow of students. And that's the most, I guess, tactful way I can put it. It just doesn't seem, I don't know. Please weigh in, folks. I've been living this and struggling with this, like, to the point at which I'm not sleeping. I wake up in the middle of the night and start writing notes to myself. So help me out.
Looks like Olivia has her hand up.
This is like kind of off topic. I'm really not feeling well, so I think I need to head out, but I will call them tomorrow, and keep me updated
Catering.
with anything, and I'll email you back. Don't worry about it. So,
Okay.
good night, everyone.
Olivia, will you be there that day?
Yes, I will be there.
Okay. Teresa will be there to help also.
Okay.
Okay, so that's great. Thank you. And Jeremy is coming. He'll be at least at the very beginning and can help us also. Great.
Bye.
Thank you. Olivia, feel better. Olivia just had her wisdom teeth removed, Flavia, so she's not doing well. Okay, so feedback, folks, please.
I unfortunately don't have a lot to add. I mean, I think, if you have speakers, I like that idea of what you just read. I also like the idea of the I Have a Dream speech because it's so, recognizable, but I think both would be powerful. Or either, not necessarily both, but
Yeah, I just thought maybe a little variation from past years would make this event, a little special, considering that we're having difficulty filling in the program. I mean, what we have right now is I have a schedule in front of me because I have to send this off to WCAT as well. I have the quick welcome me, land acknowledgement, Jeremy, the invocation, Rabbi Hirsch, the keynote, Jason Lewis, which should be very, very powerful, followed by the dance. And then I thought readings, because we have dance, then readings. And then I was hoping after that to have, that little musical interlude. Glavia, I was thinking that maybe I can get a couple of kids from the high school who sing in chorus anyway to maybe sing the Crosby, Stills and Nash song, Teach Your Children Well, or something of that sort, just a small group as an interlude. We right now do not have anyone to give awards to, unfortunately. Evan Rickert from Boys and Girls Club will be there. We have a community project. He's going to make the announcement. It's going to be the last Saturday of the month, and it's painting and beautifying the Boys and Girls Club. And Olivia is helping me with getting details on refreshments, so we'll have a reception. Looks like we're not going to have an art gallery, but we have at least a variety of programming. I just want to make sure that what I am planning is appropriate for this particular day and event. And so, like I said, I sort of took my lead from the national theme and looked up the Kingian principles and thought maybe this time let's concentrate on that. And they're very powerful. And they are universal, and I think they're pretty timeless too.
I think the theme is great, and I think the nonviolence piece is great. The truth is, I think we can try as much as we can until the day to get students, but I can't say to you that that's something that would happen. One, and two, Tom is kind of the one that knows all the student that joins the chorus. So I reached out to him and asked him about that. He's, like you said, he still hasn't reached out. I wonder if you asked Evan if he has any students at the school that would at their after school program, because they service the entire Gavin community, and they have a lot of other students that other than Caucasian students that attend the program, to see if that would be something. But I will definitely reach out to the Los Amigos group to see if some of those students. I'm actually gonna be at Gavin tomorrow, so what I'll do is I'll send an email to the advisor, who's also I think she's one of their foreign language teachers there, and see if any of the students she works with would be interested in reading some of the nonviolence. Because even if you have 2 students or 1, what you can do is have each one of them read one of the principles, to kind of take up time and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I was, like I said, I was hoping there's 6, and I was hoping maybe for 3, and they would alternate, so no one felt like they were doing too much heavy lifting. And in terms of that amazing Nobel Prize acceptance speech, if I do not have students to read it, I might read it as closing remarks. Just in saying, in these really challenging times, these are words that are food for thought and words of wisdom. That, and I would read them if there wasn't a student to read them.
Sounds good.
Okay, and well, okay. So I guess I'll hear back from you tomorrow, Glavia. And is there a specific person in the music departments, a specific person who I might try to reach rather than sending an email to everybody. I mean, I BCC it so they don't know everybody is getting it, but I'm sending
Right.
it to everybody. Is there a particular person you think might be a little closer to the students who might
I
be
don't know
helpful?
a specific name, but since I'm gonna be at the Galvin, I will ask who the music
Okay.
teacher is, and I can shoot that out to you.
Oh, I know who the music teacher is because I have
Oh,
the staff listing and I've emailed things to them, but I don't have phone numbers. And I'm wondering if there's someone in particular you think might be more helpful or more able to help. And like I said, I'm
uh,
not asking for like a giant performance. In fact, what I
no,
even
I
said in my
know.
email is
No, I know.
brief performances.
Yeah, I mean, I can only do a face to face and see if he's in the building and see what he says. But I'm
Okay.
sure he'll probably tell me to go to Tom. But I'm sure he'll tell me to go to Tom because Tom directs the music department.
Okay.
But I can see if I
Is
can do a face to face, if I can catch him tomorrow during special blocks with the students.
okay. Is Tom usually in an office or in a classroom?
You know, I think it's a combination of class and
Okay.
office.
Okay. And, even in my pleas to the creative staff, I said, this is an opportunity for your students to be able to show their skills and perform just briefly. It could be under 5 minutes. I was hoping to have a couple of different things, but even just one musical interlude. So it's not all just talking, even if the words are passionate words would be good.
Do we
And
know, are the schools doing their own assemblies? Glavia, if they have like each school does its own sort of MLK assembly?
The schools do not do assemblies. The only celebration that happens honestly is my elementary coordinator usually does a bulletin board to highlight MLK in the district, but that's about
Mhm.
all that's happening. So there is no school-wide assembly, district-wide or individual schools to honor Black History Month or anything with MLK.
Do the students create any art that we might be able to utilize? I'll pick it up, and give it back.
I'm trying to think. Trying to think what we did last year. Oh, last year the kids helped us with the mural, but I think maybe the year before then, I don't even know what we did with them. We had them
Mhm.
do these handprint murals at elementary levels where they each put their hand. I forgot what it was, the theme was, but I don't even know what we did with those.
Okay. Because I was, I even sweetened it. We talked about we were going to give prizes. Best in show gets money. They get gift cards, and runners up get cravings gift cards, and then we give certificates to every student who contributed their art or their poetry, their creative abilities, and nothing. I mean, I hear from the schools, yes, we've put this in our school flyers, but I thought I wanted to go further by reaching teachers directly. But okay, well, I guess it is what it is. It will be what it is. And what's important right now is getting like 3 students who are willing to read. That would be terrific. And possibly some small musical interlude. And then, the program is not supposed to be more than maybe an hour anyway. And that way we have time for people to mix and mingle and have some cookies and juice in the cafeteria. Is there anything else, any other suggestions or things you can offer to help with this? I'm trying to think of what else I have going on here.
I mean, Sherry, if you can, like, going through the program, if you get 1 or 2 volunteers for those readings or the musical interlude, I think it's fine. I mean, everything else is confirmed, right? So,
Oh, yes. I
if
mean,
you get an award, you get an award. If you don't, you don't this year. We've been
Mm.
we've been very fortunate in the past to have many nominations, and maybe maybe we've hit a lull. Maybe it was the link, whatever. But either way, I think it'll be fine. So
Okay,
you have a community service project to put out there at the end, and like you said, if you read the acceptance speech excerpts from Dr. King, then as a wrap up, it's fine. So
yeah.
yeah.
I
You
have to
can only
say,
you can
also
only
think
do
about
so
that,
much.
yeah,
So
the acceptance speech also, I think is really appropriate considering, um, the whole program, considering some of the criticism we've come under recently, which I think was unfair because we don't have the ability with being short so many people to do much more than we've been doing. And we've tried hard. Plus we all know, and the town doesn't recognize this, though most people, that we can't act quickly. We do a 72-hour notice, and we're subject to open meeting laws, and we strictly adhere to that. So I think that this whole event, especially when I saw that Nobel Prize speech, I think shows that we are thinking about what is going on in the world, and we're trying to send the message that is appropriate for the HRC, within our ability and limitations. I just wanted it to be a little bit bigger and more joyous event. I love having music, and dancing if we could, and we will have dancing, which is great. Thank you. Oh, I forgot, Glavia. Is there a cost for our origination?
There is, but I told her she can build the MECO program. That'll be our contribution to the program. So I told her we'll take care of the invoice.
Oh, Glavia, we have grant money and budget money. So, if
It's up to you, but she's already sent me the invoice, and I told her that's fine. She can just invoice me for the performance, and so on. And it'll be our contribution.
if you send me because Jillian knows what's going on with this, we have a grant, and if we don't use the money I've asked them to please give me an extension, January 15th.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we can how much is the cost for
Give me a second. Let me look at my.
or just send me a copy.
Sorry, I muted myself as I was talking. Let me look quickly my email before the meeting wraps up, and I'll tell you, and I'll forward you the invoice if you want.
Okay, and I will take care of that invoice because I mean, we unfortunately never got to use the grant money like we usually do. I thought we would be able to through the Hispanic Heritage Month and things like that, but we didn't. And they have cut off. I sent them a plea. Jillian knows because she had a copy of it, asking, please, please just give us 2 additional weeks because I know I won't have all my receipts for all the expenses until then. I won't have it by the 15th. So do send me that invoice. We'd be very, very happy. And you keep the money within the Medco program for the good work you do in Medco.
All right, sounds good. As soon as I find it, I will send it to you.
Okay.
I thought she sent it to me, but I'll if not, I will circle back to her. But she
Okay.
did tell me she was gonna send me something.
Okay, excellent. And that way also I'll have their contact information that I can put on our resource sheet for future reference.
Ooh, okay, I will.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. Okay, everyone. Is there anything else?
I just wanted to echo Jeremy. It does sound like it's going to be a nice program. And I'm sorry I can't be there. And thank you for all the work you put into it.
Well, we're going to record it. WCAT is recording it. Jeremy got them to agree to that. And we will have a link that people can watch so we can do post press. So anyone who didn't get to go, like the Metco students, will be able to watch it if they'd like through that link. And
Sounds good.
The thing with doing post press is you hope that encourages people in future years to want to participate. Plus, we need to do programs so we can maybe recruit some more commissioners. If people get excited about what they come to and what they see, perhaps they will put in an application.
I also want to tell you that origination probably will arrive there at 9:15. And I will provide them with your contact information if they have any questions for that morning.
Okay,
Only because I won't be there, but then you'll also have my number if you have any specific questions, but I will provide them with your information.
okay. And I walk over. I'm gonna go over to the junior high school because I don't know what this backstage situation is there.
Oh, okay,
And I need to see what that is.
okay,
So I'll know how I'm gonna be herding cats, that day, all the people. I know most of the performance people, the dancers probably not, usually sit in the first few rows of the audience.
okay,
And the speakers and things like that. But I will check and see because I don't know what the situation is there. I have a better idea about what goes on at the high school memorial because I've had other programs there. Okay,
okay.
everyone, thank you so much for your input, your patience. I'm going to make sure that I have a bulleted list step by step for the next person who does this so that they aren't inventing it like I have on the fly. I did get some assistance, but there wasn't like a procedure list. And I'm going to make sure that, because this is a program that has a lot of moving parts. And if you start early enough, it should be easy. And I thought we started early enough. But a lot of other things got in the way, I guess. So I will see some of you on Monday. And in the meantime, thank you again. And we have a regular HRC meeting the night after, and during which we can even talk about this and what happened in the end. And everyone have a good night and be careful. It's icy out there. I know I was walking around town today. It's really icy. So thank you and
Thank you.
good night.
Good night. I'll be in contact with you, Sherry.
Thank you, Glavia. I appreciate it.
Welcome.
And Jill, thank you for weighing in. And Jeremy, thank you for your help as
Mhm.
well.
Thanks.
Okay.